Do you ever feel embarrassed when someone is telling a story that you were in, but they don't recall you being in the story?
wait. Do I ever feel embarrassed
Or
when
is it
somebody
awkward?
when
You
somebody
might not
tells-
have it.
and you like, oh, I was there?
Yeah, like I was there. Like
And they telling you the story.
they telling me the story.
Like you weren't there?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, that is like my pet peeve.
Do you tell them that you were there, or do you just let them think that you weren't there?
I don't trip.
So I'm gonna be honest. This girl, this past week at work, this girl was telling me a story that she had told me earlier in the week, and I just let her retell it and just continued to laugh. Because I didn't want to be like, oh, we talked about this already.
Oh, yeah.
Or like, I was there.
I be in this situation a lot.
Yeah, I feel like you're rude if you be like, oh, we already talked about this.
I think it attributes to people's character, and like some people are just storytellers. Like that's
Right.
what it is. I've listened to people tell the story multiple times, different ways.
But
Like,
don't get more stories. Don't tell me.
I was there.
Don't tell me get the sense of, or like when somebody tell you a story and you're like, it definitely did not happen like
Yeah.
that. Like you're embellishing this story a little bit.
I feel like I'm the storyteller with Key. She's like, I've always heard this story.
Oh,
She's been married for
So
5
she be
years.
shutting you down.
or like the other end when the person just like finishes the story for you because they're trying to secretly let you know that you already told the story.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because then y'all end up getting arrested, right? And then you like, oh, okay, you weren't gonna let me finish the story. I don't know. I just think that's kind of rude. Like, I think it's rude. To stop somebody and be like, I already heard this story, or like, I was there. And I also think it's rude to finish the story for them. Let
Right.
them retell that story.
Right.
I would know, bro. I would be like, that's crazy. I was there.
Yeah.
I would have to let them know I was there.
Why? Why does it make? Why? Because you just want to let them know I don't want to have to hear this story again.
If they're telling the story that I was in, it's wild to me that they don't remember that I was there.
And they're excited about it too.
And you're
Like, they
telling
like,
me the
"Boy."
story about me.
Yeah, bro. So you know what I said. So we out there, and I'm like, whoop de whoop de whoop. It did not happen.
Do y'all feel like y'all have to be a main character?
No.
in the story?
So if you're not a main character, then you were just there. I don't trip over that.
You don't trip about people not remembering you being there?
Nah.
I don't think that's ever happened.
I'm the main character in all of my stories.
Yeah, I was saying apparently y'all are main characters. That's fine.
I'm always the main character. Nobody has ever forgotten I was there.
Let's start the pod. What's up with it? Welcome back to another episode of the Soundboard Podcast. This is episode 59.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And it's your boy JJ, and I'm here with my fellas. To my right, I got
It's your boy Dante.
This is Coop.
and
Big KJB.
yes, sir.
Coop did not hit the line. You gonna say produced by?
Oh, that's
Your head's not in the game.
I was
Coop did laid up
Let
for
me get right.
Your head's not in the game. Do you kick him off the court because his head's not in the game?
You gotta let me play through it.
But you bringing the team down.
No. You gotta let me play through it, man. You know what I mean? That's how champions are
That's
built.
like Westbrook. He had what he go for like 0 for
11.
0 for 11. They asked
Yeah.
him how his game was.
solid.
Solid. I mean, I played hard.
Solid.
Yeah, but this is the Soundboard Podcast
Yes,
where
sir.
we come together and just kind of share our stories and tell y'all a little bit about what's going on with us. Also ask the question, are we tripping? We are each other's soundboard, and you as listeners are our soundboard as well. So fellas, you know how we start with a little update. Coop, what's been up with you, my brother?
So your boy's been trying to get over stage fright.
Oh, I didn't know you had that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like public speaking. So
Coop, that's what you say, but it's not giving that.
you've never seen me speak publicly.
Yeah, but you're always like the main character in a room.
In a room, but if I'm on a stage, I feel uncomfortable.
Is it the steps?
It might be. It might be.
So you
bro.
get over your stage for how you doing it?
Through karaoke, the power of karaoke.
Y'all went back again to do karaoke?
Yes, bro.
Y'all are becoming like karaoke heads.
We're working on a new song. Working on Grease.
Do y'all practice at
I
home?
got chills, they're multiplying.
I've never seen that
never done
movie.
karaoke,
so
bro.
Yeah, I don't know karaoke as a sport. Like,
Bruh,
it's
you
different.
gotta work. You gotta work. You gotta put the work in, bro. Eventually, I would like to have a karaoke Halloween party.
oh, that'd be fun.
So you dress up like whoever
And then you gotta
catalog
sing.
you're doing.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I do Elvis and Grease, I could be like pretty much the same person. It's like working in.
Elvis
together.
was in Greece.
No, I'm saying like it's the same look.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all.
I don't really know that
Cool got
culture.
strategies already.
Right.
He ahead of the game.
I'm gonna just have to show up at somebody
Do y'all
ball,
have a
Jeezy or
song
something.
that y'all think y'all could do at karaoke?
I feel like I always do
Bro.
rap songs. I
I
don't
don't really have a
sing.
voice for karaoke.
You just have to know your range.
I don't have one.
Wait, does
you-
tone matter in karaoke?
Because the problem is when you're listening, like
This
which
is
I
he
figured
an
this out.
expert.
The problem
This is the problem.
This is the karaoke pod now. The problem is when you're listening to a song, you try to sing it like the singer,
Right,
Yeah,
you got to
but
sing it in your range.
but you don't have the range of a singer. So you got to
Right.
find your own range and stay within it. So like if the song goes high, you need to know where your high is at, so you're lower than your high.
Nah, bro, you got to hit him with the falsetto.
Not gonna happen.
So you know what kills me about karaoke, and maybe this is just the karaoke spots that I've been to. They never have enough black songs. It's always like
Rock and roll.
Like the
Rock
black
and
people that are
roll.
singing it.
yeah, like black artists. Like they never have a lot of black artists. Like their catalog always has like they'll have like the commercial black songs, but they don't be having
like give me an example. I seen a white guy sing Barry White the other night.
See,
Killed
but
it.
I want like y'all ain't got no
You want trap karaoke.
y'all ain't got no
Yeah, you want trap karaoke.
Yeah, you
most
know what I'm
karaoke spots I feel like don't have to keep up with the times. It's like I can stick to
these are
classics.
hit classic hits. Yeah, but I want to sing like some Division.
Some Migos.
They never have Migos in the catalog.
Y'all have to come one day,
Y'all go. What day y'all be going on?
Thursday. But I mean, you can find somewhere else that's out on the weekend. I know y'all not like weekday adventures.
Yeah, you know I'm not.
Into the thick of it.
So what is Key's favorite song to sing? Cause y'all be coupled up.
Bruh, she sang something. I was so shocked. I didn't even know who she was. It was like System of the Down or something.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
She
word
transformed?
for word. Didn't even need the screen. And the guy was like, I thought I was going to hate it, but I loved it.
Does karaoke bring out? I think karaoke just lets you know. Bro, I was singing the other day. I was singing a song that was like, it was like a commercial white song. Probably from like 2008, and people was looking at me like they did not know the song.
Oh yeah, that was a weird moment.
And I was like, bro, y'all didn't go through a phase where y'all listened to like
White music?
white music. Like y'all didn't go through a white music phase.
I be
Even
listening.
Lil Wayne was a rock star for a little bit.
I didn't like that song.
What's the song
But I be listening to
by a white artist that you know?
I don't. I mean, I think even like
Justin
with System
Timberlake.
of a Down, like that little emo era.
Everybody
type
had an
thing,
emo era.
That was fine, but outside that, that's why I lost.
Yeah, bro, where you wear Vans.
I'm an Elvis guy. I already talked about that. I know all.
I don't really know
catalog.
Elvis like that.
I be listening to like Coldplay, The Fray,
Yeah, Green Day.
yeah, Nickelback.
You look like a Nickelback.
Y'all gotta diversify y'all music. That's the problem. Y'all be
like
staying
the
in
back
one
of a
genre.
nickel.
You gotta appreciate.
I would not let him
appreciate
talk
the
to me
different,
like that.
the different genres of music.
No, you're
They
right.
have different sounds.
Yeah, we're the weird ones. You're right. But what's up with y'all, man?
Justin.
Gosh, this laughing is actually
Painful?
laughing through my page.
Justin, what's
Kevin
going
Hart.
on?
So I guess my body has come to a coming of age moment. I currently have a back brace on.
Oh wait.
No, Justin. Well, there's a lot of. It could be.
Dang, Kim.
It could be a celebration.
I told you about going off the top rope, my boy.
Hey, that boy said, "I'm gonna jump off the top."
He thought it was a Hardy bro.
Hardy Boys. You don't know about the Hardy
You don't know nothing
Boys.
about that, bro.
So Justin, you have on a back brace. Why do you have on a back brace?
So earlier this week, I'm
Be honest.
gonna tell
We're
the
family.
truth, the whole truth.
We're family.
No, so I mean, really earlier this week, like kind of out of the blue, I was putting together some furniture, And of course, so in hindsight, I think this is such a weird thing about the body. Like when your body's at 100%, you can do no wrong.
Right.
You're perfectly fine. I'm
true.
doing my regular activities. I'm putting together some furniture type thing. It's all cool. I go to lift up the furniture.
Was it heavy? Is it
I have a
heavy
question.
furniture?
No.
What furniture is
Right.
this? What type of furniture?
It was a patio furniture.
Oh, what
So
were you
nothing-
thinking?
I didn't know.
Oh, I thought you had some insight.
I
That
just
was
wanted
like a
to know.
baby crib or something.
Oh!
Wildin'.
Whoa!
Wildin'. Patio furniture.
That's life
For the
going
patio.
heavy on your back. That's that life weighing you down.
And I was putting it together. I lifted it up, and it's one of the things like, all right, we don't always lift with our legs.
Right.
Sometimes you lift with your back. It's like, all right, you win some, you lose some. I lost.
Justin, wait. So Justin, you're on the patio, right?
I was doing it on the couch.
You're
so
on the
even
couch.
that level of lackadaisical, like I'm comfortable.
Bad posture.
Yeah, bad posture. I'm comfortable. Just
So
pick it up.
do you let out a noise?
No.
You
Nah,
just-
you did.
Nah. And so it was one of those things like, all right, you do, it's like, all right, that didn't feel good. But all right, like I'm fine. But what happened was later that night, it's like, oh no, this is still hurting. Like,
Right.
it didn't go away. And then I woke up the next morning like, no, like this is
I can't
serious.
Yeah.
Yes. So I ended up going to the chiropractor. I went to the joint, just a little quick adjustment type thing. It's not my first time going. Like, hey, check out your hips. Like, you need to work on your hips more.
Yeah.
All right, fine. I'll work on my hips.
Gotta start dancing.
Yeah, apparently. But the next day, I was at work, chilling type thing. I sneezed.
Oh God!
Not you sneezing through your back out.
Yes.
Life come at
Not
you all
you
kind of
sneezing through
ways.
your back out.
I sneezed and my back popped.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Yes. And I could not move.
Really?
I was stuck.
Oh,
Did you go to a doctor yet?
He went to the chiropractor.
I went to the
first
chiropractor.
time.
He gave me adjustment the first time, and I was cool. I was like, I'm walking type thing.
Is the chiropractor a doctor?
They're a
They got
doctor.
degrees
It's like
on the
medical?
wall.
They're a doctor of chiropractic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
Get your degrees how you get your
Right.
degrees. But yeah, when I sneezed, I could not walk. I literally was like, I
like
can't
your body
move.
was stuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like shock. Like I could not
Bro,
move at all.
that's kind of scary.
It was. For a little bit. And I was like, all right.
you cry?
I did not cry.
Thought he's gonna turn into Professor X.
Not in a wheelchair. So what is Kim thinking all this time? All this is happening. Is she home?
No, I was home alone. So I ended up calling Kim.
We got to get this man life alert. Help!
he already got the
Falling,
smart
I can't get up.
Yeah, I called Kim. She gets into a panic because she's like, I've never seen you in like this type of pain before.
What do you say, Justin?
So I'm chilling. Like I ended up making it from my desk to the bed type thing. I was like, all right, I found a position. When it comes down to this, like
Right, yeah,
you
yeah.
find a position, and he's like, I'm not moving.
So
Yeah.
what
Your
you,
got
back
my
locked
phone?
up, bro. That's
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
I got my phone.
What you say to Kim?
I was like, hey, I can't move. I show her the room, like, hey, this is the position. I cannot move from here.
Does she rush home?
Yeah, so she stops what she's doing. She's like, all right, like I'm gonna come and like, no. I was like,
That's a
I
good
need
wife.
to set up appointment type thing, but my wallet is in another room.
Oh, you legit couldn't move, boy.
So she's like, just stay still. Like I will come home and like get the wallet and make the calls and everything. Cause like yeah, I was stuck.
That's
the only
scary.
alternative was to crawl.
So what did they say? Did they say why?
So I had a previous accident when I was 19. And I slightly herniated one of my discs.
Oh, okay.
But still, like that's over 10 years
Yeah,
ago.
bro, it's
I've been-
32. We alphas. We hop a lot.
Yeah, I've been
you would think that would
everywhere,
have popped a
doing
long time
everything.
ago.
But I ended up going to another chiropractor, and he was like, "Yeah, like when you, there's gonna come a point in time where if you move the wrong way, or you adjust your hips the wrong way, you can pull.
You need to
pull it
stretch
out.
more.
And that's the thing. So I've been stretching everything, but it's like, hey, your
You been
disc,
stretching and that still happened?
yeah, your discs are still misaligned.
Oh.
So you can stretch. What happened to me was with the sneeze. No, it's an involuntary action type thing. So my body is already tense.
Right.
So my body jerked, and
That
it's
boy's
like,
soul
hey,
left his body. You know, when you sneeze, they say your soul in your
hey,
body.
sneezing is one of the most dangerous things.
Hey.
Did you know you
ever.
can't sneeze with your eyes open?
I don't know why.
They
I
say it would be
tried.
too much pressure.
I've heard
I
that.
bet I can do it.
Okay, please don't go blind trying to prove a point.
So I lost my eyes.
Coop lost it.
Just so you
I heard of somebody who sneezed I think this is pretty recently. Somebody who sneezed and lost part of their hearing from sneezing.
That's
It's
scary.
a
From trying to
super amount of pressure.
I think it's from trying to hold it in. And
I'm
they
letting
lost,
it out.
they lost part
Nah,
of
I'll
their
let it out.
let
Just
it
like a
out.
fart. Better out than in.
More spaced out here than in me. Just, are you gonna need surgery or anything?
No.
Okay.
So I went to my second chiropractor. We had like a 2-hour session type thing.
Oh, you got a
So-
second opinion.
Yeah. The first one was just an adjustment. The second one, like this one, had me upside down. I had to do the
Not him putting you in
electrolysis.
position.
I had to do electrolysis on my back because my back was I was having back spasms.
Right.
So literally, like, all right, it's like your body's trying to calm down, but like you have a back spasm and it's right back to square one.
Yeah.
So I would try to walk and they'd be like, nope, I'm falling right back down.
Bro, we're not young anymore, bro. And that's the weird thing about like getting older. Cause in your mind, you're like 32 isn't old.
No.
Yeah.
But it is.
It's not young.
It's not young,
Yeah,
right? I saw
Your
this.
body responds differently.
Your body
And it's
responds
also
differently.
the totality of your life. Like I said, this happened over 10 years ago, but it still happened. It's like
Right.
not like I can erase it. Like it's gonna catch
You know
up.
what it is? Cause you sitting down all day.
No, I have a standing desk.
Never mind. That's my theory.
have the answer, Dante.
That's my theory.
You don't have the
That's my
answer.
theory. My theory.
Stretching.
My theory was
his age.
my theory was that when you slow down, because I saw this video of this 72-year-old woman running up a mountain. She like super fit, and they asked her like, "What is your key to like staying young?" And she said, "I don't stop moving." She's like, "My key to being young is I don't stop moving." She was like, "I spend majority of my time moving around on my feet." And not like sitting at a desk, bro. That's them desks killing us off.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I consider myself a fairly active person. I realize though, like some things you couldn't be touched upon, like PT, like lifelong PT,
Right.
like truly training up all parts of your body, all the muscles you don't think about.
Right.
That'll really help out. But no, life will catch up with you.
Can I see your back brace?
No.
Freak.
I just want to see what it look like.
Freak yeah, boy.
I want to see what it look like, bro.
There's a brace that go around
on
his
the
back.
mic?
That's a waist trainer.
Trying to cover it up. You trying to disguise it?
That's you trying
Bruh, this
to. Not
reminds
you
me.
trying to get snacks.
This reminds me of some of the listeners asked for show
No,
recommendations.
Justin, put it back on.
You
Nah, I'm
need to-
loose now.
No, I don't want. I don't want you.
Don't sneeze.
Yes, please, Justin,
don't
for
sneeze.
real.
Nobody grinding any pepper around this man. No, some of the listeners had asked for show recommendations, and this reminded me of a show I just finished watching called Dr. Death.
Oh,
Whoa.
Okay, can we
And
not
this
bring
is
up
based
based?
in Dallas. That's why I asked if you need surgery, because I wasn't gonna bring it up if you did. It was a doctor in Dallas that was doing back surgeries, but he killed like 5 people.
Are you serious?
He paralyzed, not only paralyzed, he paralyzed his best friend, tried to fix it, and then he paralyzed him from like the shoulders down, and then he went back, tried to fix it, and then he made him so he like couldn't move at all.
oh,
But he killed like 5 people. He paralyzed or messed up like 30 something people before he got stopped, and eventually what happened to him happened to him. I don't want to ruin the show, but it's a true story and it happened in Plano.
dang.
See, stuff like that make you not even want to go to the doctor. Make you not even want to
Yeah.
go.
Wow.
It's on
the
Peacock.
doctor.
Check it out, Dr.
Man, bro, life has been good, bro. It's been lifing, but it's been good lifing. So I got a little speaking engagement coming
What's
up, bro. I'm
up?
finna
Not
be
little.
Yeah, come on. Don't undersell it.
Yeah, I'm not underselling it, but I do have a personal flyer. But but we have this thing called Candid Conversations, and my speaker coach reached out to me and asked that I want to be a facilitator. And so the whole idea is creating a space where men can go and have the conversations that we typically do not have. Because, bro, every day I'm thankful for y'all, because y'all make me realize that there are men who really do not have this type of community. In fact, when we were this week, we did lives. And so we did a live on Facebook, but we also did a live on Instagram.
Yeah.
And this guy showed up in the live and he was just asking, like, how do you, one of his questions was, how do you develop strong relationships with other men, like
good
as
question.
friends.
That's a good question.
And it was crazy to me because I never feel like I've had to think about that. But there are people who really are out here having surface level relationships. And so I'm excited, bro. I'm excited for that. It's going on in Dallas. October 29th. So if you listen to this and you want to come be a part of it, it's amazing. But one of the things I'm most excited about is getting men in a room who don't have what we have. So when we say we have a soundboard, a lot of people don't have that soundboard. Also, it also made me realize, bro, I'm still in a season of growing and learning about myself. So one of the questions that Dr. G, shout out to Dr. G who's throwing the event, she asked, what do you love about yourself? And it made me realize that you can love something about yourself and also it could be your downfall. So one of the things that I said I love about myself is I see things through. Like I don't stop when something is
You're a completer.
yeah, like I don't stop when something is done. I stop when it's finished. But I've also realized that that's not always a good thing because sometimes you need to get out
And before it's done.
before it's done. And so recently, bro, after that live and after they posed that question, it's because there are things that I'm struggling to like get out, and it made me realize that that's a serious downfall for me. That I don't know when. It's good that I complete stuff, but it's also bad on the other hand because I sometimes will stay loyal to something for too long.
Right.
It's like loyal to a fault.
Like loyal to a fault. And so that's something that I realized about myself, and I'm trying to figure out how do you know when it's time to like quit stuff.
That's what's up, bro. So, are we gonna post the link or what? to
Oh
the
yeah,
event?
yeah. So what we
I mean, that's cool and all, but like, what's this link?
so what I'll do is, man, you can follow me on Instagram, Dante Speaks Life. I'll add the
You
link
guys here speaking life now, too,
for
boy.
Candid Conversation. I'll add it to my the link in my bio, and y'all can go purchase tickets to that.
Yeah, booking in my bio.
Yeah, it ain't free, so be ready to pay. But
Is it
I
in
promise you
Dallas?
it'll be worth it. Yeah, it's actually in Addison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in Addison, Texas.
Okay.
So if you listen to this, pull up.
What's up with you, JJ?
Man, so this week I have been trying to be a little bit more intentional about figuring out like a game plan for my finances. Just wanting to get more knowledge and just really trying to like dive down that lane. Like that's been my focus lately. It's like figuring out, okay, I have a limited knowledge on finances, but like I really want to grow in that lane, figure out this investment tip, figure out like more so from like a budget standpoint, just all things finances. So my job coincidentally sent us an email earlier this month and was saying that we're a part of a program called Smart Dollar at our job, which is a partnership with like Dave Ramsey, right?
Oh, dope. Dave Ramsey.
And I'm not really a fan of Dave.
Really?
But I mean, I think his content is really good. So they have a partnership with Dave Ramsey where they he had a conference in Dallas over the weekend.
Okay, I didn't even know that.
It's called the Smart Conference.
I'm ashamed of myself.
Y'all call yourselves Dave Ramsey followers.
Do you have debt?
I do.
Dave Ramsey not a fan of you.
Do you have that?
Yeah, he ain't a fan of mine either. He ain't a fan of mine either.
I am not debt free yet.
Side note, did y'all fill out the app? Shout out to
Yep.
Joe B.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joe B.
I heard
Filled
it's
it out.
I heard it's on
Bro,
pause.
Yeah.
I got mine in before it
I
paused.
already got my app in. Y'all on pause.
No, mine's in. Mine's in.
I ain't no pause.
Me and mine's, we good.
I didn't realize it was up to $20,000.
Yes, it's up to 20,
Yeah,
bro.
if you have a certain
Pell
type of
Grants.
grant.
If you have Pell Grants,
Yeah.
I don't know.
you do. You
I just signed it.
I bet you have them, bro.
Based off of, like, I think Pell Grants is based off of income, like
Yeah,
family income.
Pell Grants based off of income.
If you log into your little thing, I'll show you. You can see
You
it.
got Pell or you got Stafford.
Yeah, and the fact that all of y'all filled it out means that everybody in debt.
Well,
Yeah,
if this goes through, I'll be good.
I only have about 10 left.
Oh, that's good, bro.
I'll be down if I get to 20. I'm good.
Not your boy.
Well, you mastered it. Yeah, I wonder, do y'all be thinking about that when y'all be posting them mastered it?
Yeah,
Y'all be posting them captions.
But anyway, so my job has a partnership with them. So he had a conference, and they were giving free tickets to the to the conference. And And so I signed up for 2 free tickets for me and my wife. We went to the concert.
Look at that boy. Smart.
Hey man, you know
smart.
we trying to. I told you we trying to be intentional. So we went to the conference over the weekend.
Was it packed?
It was probably like 75% full.
What's the demographic?
They kept saying it was like 6,000 people that was
Got a lot
there.
of questions.
Okay.
And I looked
Because
around.
I really be want to know.
I may not be the best gauge, but I don't know if it was 6,000. I
Okay,
think that
so-
was an inflated number.
Right.
But there was a lot of people there.
Was it mixed crowd?
It was a mixed crowd.
That's what's up.
It was a lot
See,
of.
they for everybody.
Unless you ain't dead.
Allegedly, it was a lot of different ethnicities there. But they and the thing is that they didn't provide an itinerary beforehand. Like I didn't know what the agenda was.
Okay.
And I was spending time trying to search for an agenda because I wanted to know what I was walking into. I didn't have an expectation. So
Yeah.
I was like, anyways, I'm gonna go. And the conference was all day. It was like from 8:30 to 6, but I only stayed for the first half of it. Basically, they had people come up and they had just different speakers that are part of the Dave Ramsey group or whatever. And they had a lineup of speakers all week or all day. And I listened to about 3 or 4 speakers, and they were all really good. Like they shared really powerful stories. I thought it was some value that was added to our financial journey, but just in life in general. So they spoke a lot about finances and trying to and a game plan on how to spend money. So they gave us a pretty cool acronym there. But there was somebody also, Dante, that spoke to because you said that the dude on y'all's live was asking about like how to build up friendships and things like that. One of the guys was speaking about like how do you make adult friends, right? Like they were trying to provide tips for finances, but they also were providing tips for relationships. And I just want to share this because they was like, how do you make friends as an adult? And he gave 5 tips.
Please, because I was literally having a conversation about somebody making adult friends the other
He
week.
said the biggest emphasis is just to show up.
Okay.
He said right now in 2022, we're a generation of people who do not show up.
Right.
You can have DoorDash delivered. You can have all this stuff. You're not connecting with people
Get out the house.
to show up. But number 1 was take inventory. So like take inventory of your relationships.
Okay.
Just like you would do a budget, take inventory. Number 2 is decide to choose risk. People don't want to build relationships because they don't want to take the risk.
They don't want to be hurt.
But part of developing friendships is having to take a risk. So
Right.
you have to decide to choose risk.
Yeah, put yourself out there.
Number 3 was go first and extend hospitality.
Speaking to people first.
And not even necessarily speaking to people, but just
I gotta
saying
wave
like,
first?
but just saying like, hey, come to the crib.
Yeah.
Being hospitable.
Like just being a hospitable
It's a
person.
whole new level.
Yeah, just being a hospital.
You reaching
hospitable
out?
person. Number 4 was say yes to invitations and adventures.
Yes.
That means don't RSVP on your way there.
I mean, you're still going.
Okay.
That's part of just showing up. And then number 5 was go find people to serve. So typically when you're serving people, you develop and cultivate relationships. So
That's
just-
good, bro.
It was 5 simple tips, but there's something that could help out.
No, bro, I think that's good because I was literally having this conversation about making friends with somebody last week because they were saying that their friend circle is changing. Everybody's either married or in relationships and they're in a season of singleness. And so they were talking about how like, dang, all my friends are either married with kids or like dating and I'm single. I need more friends because now I'm not going out as much. I'm not doing as much because these people are occupied. And I honestly was like, I don't really know what to tell you. Like making friendships, making friends as an adult is difficult.
Yeah.
But it made me realize that there are other people who are also struggling to legit make friends.
You got to put yourself out there.
And extend the invitation first. I got friends. But
I was gonna say, I don't know. I'm kind of good over
my
here.
circle kind of good.
Some people don't though.
Yeah, some people don't, and sometimes friends are for seasons. So those are just tips. If you're looking to make friends, that's just something you do. If you good, you good. But if you're looking to make friends, that's some tips.
That boy said something for a season.
But anyways, so I don't know if y'all remember, but quite a few episodes ago, Coop had brought up a book that he was reading, which was called, it was by Tony Robbins called Money Mastered the
Hold
Game.
on. Did you finish it?
No, I paused it. I talked about this.
Boy said, challenge me again.
That boy looked at me like he's about to slap me. I'm sorry.
So I started reading that book. I'm trying to double down. I'm on this finance
Of
tip.
course, JJ will.
Yeah.
He probably the one that stole your book.
I
No,
gave
Coop
him
gave me
the
the
book.
book.
Oh,
I bought him one. My brother
He
one.
gifted me the book.
And somebody else one.
you didn't give me and KJB no book.
Y'all weren't interested in the.
You don't know what we interested in.
Have you finished the book you started?
Have you finished a book?
Oh,
You started? No, you're supposed to read 2 books a month. No.
I never said I could read no 2 books a month.
what season is this friendship on?
It's the one that's going. This season is on its way out.
I seen a post the other day.
tell you
I seen a
that.
post the other day. It was like, sis, don't buy another book until you finish that book that you was on.
Never mind. I'm glad you didn't buy me one.
But so one of the chapters that I'm reading, it was talking about how it was just really breaking down the concept of money, and then how people typically approach money. Mm-hmm. And they were Tony Robbins was talking about how money is simply a vehicle for trying to meet our needs.
Right.
Right. And then most times people are after money, but it's really something else that they're after that they're looking to substantiate. But money is like filling in that void.
Money is just a construct.
It's a constant. It's not real. It's not real. It's ethereal. But he did say that every human has 6 basic human needs.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just kind of share with y'all what those 6 basic human needs are, and I would love to get y'all's insight on what y'all feel like y'all's top needs are and how this holds up for y'all, because he said that everybody has different needs, and I think that that's a very interesting dynamic in how we approach money, but also how we approach life.
Okay.
So number 1 is certainty or comfort, right? Those are kind of like the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's basically our need to feel in control and know what's coming next so we can feel secure.
Okay.
The second one is uncertainty or variety, which means that we have a need for variety. We need surprise. The third one is significance, need to feel important, special, unique, or needed. The fourth one is love and connection. Basically, everybody wants to be loved and that people desire connection with others. The fifth one is growth, and it's the need to feel like you're always growing. And then the last one, the sixth one, is contribution. The secret to living is giving, feeling like you have to contribute.
Okay.
So, like, thinking about those 6, I'm curious from y'all to know, like, what's your top, if you have 2, top 2.
Top
you only
2.
got 1, you got 1. But if you got 2, what are those, like, top 2? What are your top 2 basic needs? And, like, how does that show up for you?
So I can tell y'all this, and I think we all can agree, because y'all know me. One of them is growth. The need to always feel like I'm growing. Mm-hmm. I ain't see nobody nodding hard enough. Like, oh yeah, that's you.
That's just not related to books.
Hold on. What are your human needs? Never mind. And my second one, I also feel like people are going to be like, this is also not you, is uncertainty variety. So
that one's a surprise. That's a curveball.
And here's why.
I see what you did.
Here's why. I actually do not enjoy doing the same thing every day. And that sounds weird, but I don't, like, from a work perspective, I don't enjoy doing the same thing every day. I want variety. In fact, if I'm doing the same thing from a task perspective, I get bored really easily. And I start to feel like I'm not being challenged. Now, on a personal level, I can see why y'all would be surprised, because I genuinely like to...
Yeah, I was
You
thinking
seem like a
about
creature of
I
habit.
genuinely like
Like
I
routine.
kind of am a creature of habit, and most of the time I want to be left alone. But from a work perspective, I enjoy uncertainty. Like, I don't want to do the same thing every day. I will get bored.
So I have a follow-up for you, because you say growth and like variety. What does that look like for you? How do you grow, and how do you incorporate variety into your day?
So I think from a growth perspective, I always try to make sure, like, I'm listening. So I know we joke. I ain't finished no book. But one of the things that I do, I spend a lot of time listening to things. So, like, I spend majority of my day listening to podcasts, like listening to interviews. So I listen to a lot of random interviews on all kind of topics, right? So it could be like health, it could be money, it could be like entrepreneurship. I basically just have a lot of podcasts that I listen to from a for growth perspective. And in terms of variety, right now I'm not necessarily doing it. I love it, but I'm not necessarily doing it. My role right now is it kind of just seems like the same thing every day.
Okay.
That's real.
So, but I would like it to be more variety for sure.
Okay.
Cool.
This is tough to put too, because I feel like a lot of them are connected together.
I feel like most of them you're probably all 6 of them to a certain degree.
Yeah, speak your truth.
Okay.
Right.
So I would also say growth. And I think that as it relates to money is why I think a lot of people, including myself, it's hard to just chill because you're constantly trying to get more, get more. We talked about grind culture before. So definitely growth. It's almost like it's like that's our measuring stick for success, right? Like how much you make or, you know, what you can get out of life, basically. Kind of like Mario or something, like you chasing the coin always. I'll say the second one's probably, I have 3, bro. I can't do 2. Contribution, the secrets life is giving. I think that I always want to be able to help whoever is close to me if they're in need or something. So,
I can agree with that.
So that's the like I said, I feel like I've said that before. It's like that's one of my main things. Like I don't want people in my vicinity. What?
You want to help your parents? I knew that's what people was gonna say.
Out of context.
That's what people was gonna say.
I feel like people did not hear me on that. I'm saying if I'm not good,
We know. I'm just telling you, when you said that, somebody said,
I took a hit to
but
my-
he didn't want to help his parents.
I'll take a hit to my legacy on that. But yeah, so it's like I want to be in a position where I'm able to help whoever needs help if they're
I can
in
see
my
that.
circle type
I can
thing.
see that.
And the last thing I would say is comfort and certainty. So it's like it's kind of the same with contribution. Like I always talk about like with Casey, it's like I don't want her to feel uncomfortable making any decision. I don't want her to make any decision based off of money.
Okay.
So like if I feel like if we have enough money and obviously support and stuff to where she's making decisions based off what she really wants to do, like regardless of the money, like even how like we were talking to Miriam, it's like some people like teaching, but the money's not there.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So now you're making a decision based off, I have a lifestyle I want to live.
Right.
And I can't do it doing this.
Yeah.
I would love for, if Casey wants to be a teacher or whatever, it's like the money is not going to be an issue.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's good.
That's my
That's
thing.
good. KJB.
I'm gonna stick to 2. I like the certainty and comfort. Our need to feel in control.
That's definitely.
So we can feel secure.
Definitely, Justin.
I follow essentially a mantra like I'll work harder to get to what I need type thing. So especially when it comes down to like actual work or like money type thing, like I've been at the lowest and I know how to continue to grind to push myself forward so I can get to that level of comfort. At the end of the day, if I feel uncomfortable, I don't feel like I'm necessarily like enjoying my life.
Right.
And then the second one would probably be love and connection, but it's a little bit different as far as like, especially on using money as a conduit. Like for me, I'm a relational person. So the more money I have, the more I want to have more experiences with people and build those levels of relationships.
I can see that.
And stay connected. So like the friend group that I have, like I want to continue, like as we continue to make more money or have more opportunities, like let's spend that together. Let's find a way that we can stay connected. I mean, it is love, but like no, the connection through experiences.
And I love that for you. I mean, as you continue to make money, just
for you.
continue to fund the experiences. Okay.
Right. So
What's yours, JJ?
JJ, I'm over here dying.
You would have been dead.
If I was Justin, that cough almost took me out.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. My eyes are a little watering, but I'm good. So what are yours?
Yeah, I actually think this is interesting because when I first looked at it, there was 2 that popped out to me.
Okay.
But then I was like, well, there's more that I could. But that's because there's other ones that I want to say that are my top two, but
they're
not
not
my top two, right?
Okay.
It's almost like the perceived
Speak your truth.
versus reality.
Right.
But my top two would be certainty and comfort and significance. And so I say, the need to feel in control. Like I be wanting to know.
Yeah.
I try to ask.
We
I'm inquisitive.
know.
So I be wanting to know all of the scenarios. I want to know everything that's happening so I can essentially make whatever's unknown known. So I know what I'm walking into. I want to be able to like just have control over a situation.
Right.
And so when it comes to like money, I think it's important to reframe it to say that money is the means and not the end.
Right.
Like, and a lot of people are chasing the bag as money is going to be the solve all the problems, but money is just a means to provide whatever that basic need is. Significance though is, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I want to be needed. Like I want to be important. Like that's something that I feel like I hold in high esteem.
Right.
Like just that having to feel like I'm unique or having to feel like I have that importance is just something that drives me.
You know what's so interesting about this? When you posed this question, it kind of made me think about the whole love language thing and how people's love languages differ, and also how it changes depending on the season that you're in. And so I think that much like love languages, your basic needs can change depending on what season you're in, whether we're talking about money or even if we're just using them from a general perspective. But I have a question for y'all. I want to know, what do you think, just give me one, what do you think your significant others is? And can you say that if it's different from yours, that it causes friction? And because it made me think about this. One of my things is uncertainty. I don't like to do the same thing every day. I believe Olivia's is certainty and comfort. And the crazy thing is, even from a monetary perspective, y'all know we are in a season where Olivia has taken a break from work. And I had to tell her, Olivia will look at our account every single day. And just to make sure that the money is moneying how it needs to. Because we got stuff going in like different accounts and all this type of things. And I told her this week, I said, I never look at our account because I know it's in there. Like I just know it's in there. I know we've created a budget.
Living by faith.
You are me and I am you.
I just don't look, but Olivia looks all the time. And so I challenged her and I said, for this upcoming week, don't look at the account. Do not look at the account.
Does that mean you look at the account?
No.
Like, do you think
I'm not going to look at it either.
Somebody got to look.
Do you think that's a good challenge?
No, because what it is Olivia, almost like she balances our books like every day. Like anytime a penny goes out, she balances it. And I'm like, you don't have to do that every day. It's almost like it becomes an obsession. Okay. But really, Olivia likes certainty in every single thing. And because I'm not necessarily, I enjoy uncertainty, it can sometimes be friction in our relationship, not just from a money perspective, but just from a needs perspective. Like, bro, we have a family calendar. If it is not on the calendar, it does not happen. And so for me, I'm like, oh, if things come up, things come up.
Right.
Like, we're going to go to that. And Olivia's like, no. It wasn't on our calendar. And I'm like, it doesn't have to be.
Right.
It's here now. Let's go. And so I can see it in everything. So I want to know from y'all, what is your significant others? And the reason I ask is because I think this also can apply not just for romantic relationships, platonic relationships, like you and your parents. You and your parents may not necessarily see eye to eye on even just raising kids or how you were raised. And it could just be because their human needs, basic human needs, are different from your human needs. So I just want to know from y'all, what do y'all think y'all significant others is, and how has that kind of created friction, or if it has or has not?
I think Kiana's is more. It's like I'm just like changing the definition of it a little bit.
Okay,
which I'm not trying to do, but I think it's more love and connection. Like she's more of an experienced person.
Okay, like she wants that's kind of her thing,
right? So where she's more comfortable making money to go do stuff, where I'm more comfortable making money to do less, like to make my life easier.
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? So it's like I will spend money on like like the stuff you see on TV. Like, well, this will help you chop vegetables super fast. I'm like,
Cool, like I'm gonna buy that.
I want to chop my vegetables faster. I don't mind spending money to chop these veggies.
We call in the next 20 minutes. We get two.
You can get 2 for the price of one.
Not infomercials.
Leave it and forget it.
Where Kiana's more like, I'll just use the knife and save the money and spend the money on a
the
trip.
That,
You know
I
what I'm
can see
saying?
that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
I can see that.
that's where the friction comes. Where I'm like, I will pay to make my life easier. Kiana will not.
You pay for convenience.
For convenience and comfort. Yep.
I would say Gigi's is probably certainty and comfort. I feel like she has a need to feel in control as well. Like, I think that it's been like from a money standpoint, it's important to like have some level of security in a reserve, right? Like, and just knowing like, hey, if we need it, we got it.
Right.
Also, very attention to detail, like checking an account, making sure, hey, we're charged, like everything was accurate. We're not getting, there's no discrepancies in that, but also we're intentional with the money. I think it's just to set us up to be like, hey, yo, we are essentially in control of
Right.
what's happening to
Right,
us.
right.
So, I don't know if that necessarily causes friction between us because we essentially balance each other out.
Right.
I'm very much like Dante. I don't really be paying attention to the details. I know we have money. The money's coming in, but the bills are going to get covered. But I ain't necessarily counting every dollar.
Right.
Which is the whole point of me doubling down on these finances so that I can become a better steward of like my finances money. Because I recognize the importance of it, right? Like, I've been doing good so far, but how much better could I do? Like,
Right.
if I understand where my money's coming from and where it's going, the money that I'm just like maybe impulsively spending or I just kind of spend on an experience, if I'm intentional with that, could I spend that in an investment? Could that compound?
Right.
Like, right, could I set ourselves up for a future that we can actually have the experiences that I really want
Right.
versus the experiences we're settling on? So, yeah, I would say comfort and control.
Yeah, it's a little different. I would say Kimberly's definitely significance. The need to feel important, special, or unique, or needed, especially when it comes down to the level of like finances. Once we blend our finances together, even within our level of like discretionary, it's kind of like if I spend some discretionary money, or if I go do something for me, it's kind of like, well, why didn't you think of me as well? So like even like just buying clothes, like if I buy something online, it's like, all right, you bought 4 t-shirts for yourself. You didn't see anything that I liked.
I didn't go on the women's section.
They didn't have your size.
Yeah, I didn't go on the women's side.
It's just like, all right, whenever like going grocery shopping, when we used to like do that, it's like, all right, I bought some stuff that I like, and it's like, well, what about the stuff that I might like? And so it's that level of like being needed and like that level of importance when it
Use
comes
your money
down
for
to
that. That's why we have discretionary.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, hot topic. We had a whole discourse on. I guess when it comes down to like gifts, you know, that's one of her love languages.
Is that really?
Definitely.
You know what? People be ashamed to say gifts
No,
is their love
there's-
language.
there's
I don't
no
think
shame
so.
in
That's
this.
mine.
Yeah.
People
No,
be,
is it really?
No, people be saying that.
No,
that's
so
their
a
love
lot of
language.
people
because they want gifts.
You have to be vocal about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I only will say this because I've seen people be like, "Oh, it's almost like I don't want to be seen as a materialistic person."
That's fine.
I don't
It
want.
comes out regardless. Yeah.
I am
But
who
yeah,
I
in
am.
regards to finances though, like gifts, it's like something like flowers and stuff like that. When we came together on a budget, it was kind of like, all right, discretionary funds are for me. So, but these,
not just in taking,
So it was
not
like,
just in
hey,
taking money out the family account.
we have
for,
a
gifts.
date night account which accumulates money. And
Yeah.
it's like, hey, why can't that money come out of the date night? As far as it's for both of us.
Not you taking part of her money
No,
to buy
that
her
makes
flowers.
sense. That
But
makes
it's
sense.
my discretionary. That money was supposed to be for me, but now, like I said, since that's more of her human needs as far as significance, then when I spend money, my money should be spent also keeping her needs in mind. That's how she believes the finances should be.
Kim, you gotta calm down. You gotta calm down, baby.
Dang.
No, that's good. I really just think about that whole idea of like the human needs, and I just think that it can cause some friction. I want to know from our listeners what theirs is because I'm intrigued now.
And I feel like this topic, like we kind of talked about it a little bit, but like, what do y'all feel like is the importance of knowing your basic needs, right? Like, even like as maybe even a listener
Right.
that's listening, like, what do y'all think is the importance of knowing your basic needs and how that applies to maybe money?
So I'll just say I think it's important to know because then you can align your actions with that need, right? A lot of times we act but it's not. Our actions may not necessarily be aligned with like our values, our belief systems, or things that really, really matter to us. So I think when you know what's high up on your needs list, then you can also see why you do some of the things that you do, or it'll help you be able to say, okay, if this is so high up on my needs list, even if it's just regular or even money wise, why is my actions or why are my actions contradictory to that need?
I was going to say something very similar to that.
Okay, well, I already said it.
I was just going to say, I think, like I said, Mario, bro, like people get stuck in this game. They're like, you start off knowing why you want money, and then you start chasing the money. Then you forget why you wanted the money. And now you're just working.
Just to have it.
Just to have it. And you're not doing the thing with the money that you really want to do.
Right. That's
now
good.
you have a giant turtle.
Yeah. Basically. Is Bowser a turtle? He is, right?
Yeah, he's a turtle.
Why is he so mean?
I don't know.
I need
feel
a
like turtles
Bowser
are mean.
origin story.
They're snappers.
We might get it in the movie.
Oh, you're right. I need
They
that.
coming up with a movie?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is Mario.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
You don't be tapping.
He don't be watching TV. If it ain't in the book, JJ don't know.
When is it
If it's
coming
not in the
out?
book, JJ don't know about it.
Yeah.
It ain't coming out soon.
I don't think
Next
it's.
year?
I don't know.
Early next year?
I don't think
They
they
should
have
release
a
the
date.
trailer.
I only pay attention when it's relevant, like when it's coming.
Okay.
Did you see the Creed trailer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't
I'm
play-
going to
don't
see
play
that.
me.
Bro, that mug like it's gonna be
Facts.
fire.
Y'all like it?
Yes,
Yes.
bro. I think this is gonna be better than the first two.
What's
Justin is a
what's the
skeptic.
storyline here?
He's a
But the only
skeptic.
thing about it, I get what Justin said because I was watching it. It's gonna be fire. But if you really think about it, why does Creed keep boxing all these nobodies?
That's what I'm saying. Hey, dog, get off my car. Go to jail.
Because
It's bigger than that.
people keep coming for people keep sending for him.
People
keep sending for him.
because they affect his ego. He get beat up.
I gotta
I gotta fight him.
Yeah,
Hey, dog, you won already.
It's gonna be good, bro. Jonathan Majors. They done added Jonathan Majors to the cast.
You don't have to fight everybody, Creed.
But see, with the black man, we are at war with ourselves, and so we at war with ourselves of who we could have been.
Yeah, I can't remember why he was fighting the Russian. Oh,
Because the
his
dad,
dad,
the
yes.
dad.
He still didn't have to. I mean,
He didn't have to.
He had to honor
or at
the
least
legacy.
finish the job.
He had to finish. All right, bring it back. Bring it back.
Bring out the tulip.
Bring it
Even the score, eye for eye.
Bring it back.
That's in the book, right?
Shut up. JJ, did he actually say why? You should know these human needs.
He was talking about like
Because these Negroes.
yeah, basically he was talking about how people were like searching for happiness.
Okay.
And they're trying to look for happiness in money, but really there's a basic need that like how money's the vehicle, people are putting the emphasis on the wrong thing. Like
Okay.
money is not gonna be the resolve for your happiness.
Right.
It's you're searching for something that's bigger than money. It's the significance. What's the significance? There's a void there, and money's not going to fill that void. Money's just going to be the vehicle. Which is what I think is like the importance is because people oftentimes don't have a sense of awareness.
Right.
And most of the time, people are moving through life on autopilot.
Right.
And so, and you're constantly doing the same thing. Kind of what like Coop said, if you're chasing the coin, then you just don't have that awareness as to like the why behind what you're doing, and that affects how you show up and how you're associating that with money. So once you have an awareness to be like, oh, this is what I'm truly after.
Right.
It changes like your focus, and you can either then pick a goal, go after a goal, and be intentional about it, and then accomplish what it is that you're wanting to do. Otherwise, you're just aiming at nothing.
Yeah. No, that's good.
That's good.
That's good. It's interesting that you brought up like significance because, bro, everybody is looking for some type of significance. And because of that, intro the experts on Instagram. Bro, everybody on Instagram is an expert. You know what's kind of frustrating about this? Like, I low-key want to go on a campaign that's like, make Instagram great again, bro.
Would you do that on Instagram?
Yes. Because it's almost like ain't nobody posting regular photos no more.
I hate it.
Like, bro, you remember, did y'all go back and scroll and look at some of the original stuff that you posted on Instagram? You wasn't trying to post no edited photos.
Valencia.
You took Valencia filter on everything.
Yep.
You take a photo, you post it. You screenshot something, you post it. Nobody was thinking about like it had to look a certain type of way. It had to be edited a certain type of way.
Right.
But we have all these experts now, which everybody is now using Instagram to push something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I found significance in this area. I can show you how to also do this thing so you can find significance, whether that's money or popularity. Everybody is pushing stuff on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And that kind of just made me think, bro, if everybody an expert, how do you know who to follow? Like, for real. Because if you have 5 different people, big people like a Dave Ramsey, and then somebody else telling you this is what you do with money, and the information is contradictory, how do you know who to follow? Do you try to take something from each of them, or do you personally just stick with one and then do everything that person says, even though you hear other people say it's contradictory? Have y'all ever experienced that tension?
Yes, bro. And earlier when you brought up the book, like if I was still reading the book, that's one of the reasons why I took a pause, because it's like I was reading the book, investing, all this stuff. But then I hear Dave Ramsey, I'm like, you know what? A lot of what he's saying makes sense to me. Like, as far as like, you need to have debt before you start.
Because Dave Ramsey don't believe in debt.
Yeah, so
he
like,
doesn't believe in credit cards.
Yeah, even he's like, if you have debt, you shouldn't be contributing to 401k type stuff.
See, but you have other people who are like, you should be contributing to your 401k.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So like, how do you know? Like, how do you know who is right?
I think I try stuff. One, I usually try something, see how it's going.
So you're trial by error, or
Yes,
error by
bro.
trial.
I told you I like to crash early. Let me just go
Trial by fire.
by
Trial by
fire,
fire.
by fire, bro. So even with that, it's like whichever one. I guess the purpose of it. One, Dave's track record, doing this
Right.
for a long time. He's not just some guy that popped up on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? He has people that can.
He got receipts.
He has receipts. Like a lot of people on IG just talking.
But there are some other people that also have receipts.
Dave's is a little deeper.
I'm not challenging you. I'm just saying,
no.
there are other people who also have receipts who say I found success in money or dating or whatever by doing these tips. How do you know the difference?
Also, the message behind it. So, like, and this is not the Dave Ramsey podcast.
They ain't sponsoring nothing around here.
It's her ad.
I left the conference before he spoke.
That's crazy to me. But his whole point is, yes, there's ways to get money, but is it will put you at the most peaceful place? Mm-hmm. Right? So I was like, okay, when you put it like that, that makes sense. Like, I want to be in a place where I'm not stressed or I'm not checking my account every day to see what the market did today all the time. You know what I'm saying? Where if you're in debt and you're investing, you're kind of double playing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're saying, but what if you're debt free and then you're investing? It's like you're not really worried about it as much.
You know what's so interesting about that? I know someone who was doing Dave Ramsey, and her husband told Olivia and I to take everything that he says with a grain of salt, because for them, he's really big on getting out of debt as fast as you can, and so for a lot of people, they'll go out here and get second jobs and be grinding and hustling to try to get extra money so they can get out of debt, but then they end up missing all these other moments. Like this one couple on one of them finance thing, Dave Ramsey thing, talking about they sold their furniture. So y'all in the house and y'all on the floor to get out of debt.
Maybe they don't need it.
But you know what I'm saying? Like it's almost, it can sometimes be extreme.
That sounds extreme to you?
That's extreme to me. He a Ramsey head.
I'm just saying it takes sacrifice.
It does, but like I don't believe that you got to get rid of your furniture.
I mean, what if they just sold their furniture to get less expensive furniture?
No, they said they did not have furniture in their apartment.
I mean, that's believable. I mean, if you really want to get out and you hate something, I could see you doing extreme things like that. And it's only temporary. It's not like it's for years and years and years. So, I mean, it depends.
It's to each his own.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, I feel like my problem with social media is that everybody got a voice on social media.
Right.
Right. Like, everybody's an expert. Everybody's an influencer. I don't like it. It's just too much. Like, it's too much content coming from too many voices that hasn't been substantiated or justified. Right. So, for me, I kind of take everything with a grain of salt. So even if it is somebody like Dave Ramsey, I will take in the knowledge and see what they're talking about, the message. I pay attention to the message. I also will look at, like, it depends on what it is that I'm after. So like if it's something like I'm trying to get out of debt and somebody's gotten out of debt before, like I may take a lot of what they say and apply it. But if it's something in a general sense, I'm just going to take what I feel like applies to me. Okay. And I think that's part of how I make my decision of like who I'm listening to or not listening to is I'll take whatever it seems logical or reasonable, makes sense, whatever research is out there, but then I apply it to my situation. I don't know if everybody's applying it to their situation and they're just kind of blindly following whatever it is. I'm like, that may work for them. And like that blueprint, they may have laid out a blueprint. I just follow the blueprint maybe for certain aspects of what I'm looking for. But in totality, we live two different lives. Like their life is, my life is not going to line up 100% to their life.
Right.
So I think you got to use your own wisdom. And I think that's where it comes to like critical thinking and problem solving, to be able to make those decisions to say, I can say, yeah, this what this expert's saying makes a lot of sense and that can apply to my situation. This can help me move forward or reach the goal that I want to. But everything ain't making sense.
Right.
And then in multiple people, they give you contradictory things.
Right.
Which one, some of those, it is difficult to figure out, like, especially if you have no knowledge on it, like which one you want to follow. Sometimes you just got to pick one and go after it.
Yeah. And I ask because not even just from a money perspective, but like an all things perspective. You got 15 million. Everybody's a dating expert on social media. Everybody is you need to do this in relationships. Other people are saying you need to do this for your career. And it could just be contradictory information. I think a lot of people kind of just have a disdain for social media because they're like, I just don't know who to choose.
Let me say this. I think it's hard to do that if it's easy to get caught up if you're not making any progress, if you're not taking any action.
Right.
So I think like if you are making steps towards something, then it's easier to filter out who to listen to.
But it could be paralyzing if you have so many voices coming in.
I think it's paralyzing if you're not paralyzing, you're not moving. You're stuck. You haven't even taken a step. Like it's easy to have paralysis whenever you're not moving because like so many people, you don't know which direction to take.
Right.
But if you're already moving, if you're already in motion, then I think it's a little bit easier to figure out, hey, what makes sense and what doesn't make sense.
You can pivot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't rock with the social media for advice. Social media is
on anything?
No, it's for entertainment purposes only.
Really?
No, just social media just being off the basis of the ease of access that you just have to have an internet connection.
Yeah.
And that
everybody can just get on.
That is it.
The gate's not hard enough to get through.
The nature of today's society is like influencers a legitimate position, like a job.
Yeah.
So anybody who can gather around any amount of influence becomes a point of influence or like a authority on a topic. I don't necessarily subscribe to that. I prefer more real mediums, real conversations with people within my vicinity. I think the internet has killed essentially the OG, to have somebody to actually talk to.
I just Google it.
Essentially, or TikTok. There's a life hack for that.
Right.
And so it's really oversaturated, like our brains and stuff. The fact that we feel like we can comprehend things in like short snippets. Like Instagram literally trains our mind of thought to think that 60 seconds is enough to really understand something.
To make you an expert.
To truly take something in.
Yeah.
And a lot of people move like that. So you can watch 5 60-second clips and you feel like, all right, I can do that. And it's like, that's not real.
Right.
You really got to put things into perspective. Understanding that social media is a tool. Yes, there are some wins out there. There are some good things, but our lives and our families have existed before the internet. And I know I keep on repeating that, but like that's something I hold strong to. The internet is for entertainment.
Yeah.
it's something that if you let take over your life or you use it as more than a tool than it is, then it's gonna take you down a different direction.
Yeah.
Nah,
So even
that's
like
good.
a Dave Ramsey is not saying anything new
Right.
that hasn't been said before.
Right.
But when you put it out on the internet, you can easily look at a Dave Ramsey and your algorithm, something created by somebody else, is going to show you a complete opposite perspective just cause.
Right.
And now, now
Is it a ploy to keep the man confused?
Yeah, I mean that's like I said, I have like background of this, so even like the nature of this social media understanding, like when you get into like reels or getting into like videos, and just the fact that Instagram is more than pictures now, like how they've changed updates to like everything's full screen, how reels are looped over, like you
Right.
constantly keep on feeding into more and more and more content, so your brain doesn't realize that, hey, I've been on this for 30 minutes.
Right.
In
Right.
your mind, I've taken notes from everybody. I've learned 60 different things. And it's like, no, bro, you don't know anything.
You ain't comprehended
Nothing. You have not learned a single
Facts,
skill. You're gonna
facts.
go to sleep and then you're gonna do it all over again.
Yeah.
But you know
with
what's
a
so
whole
crazy?
bunch of new information.
You know what's so crazy? People will take that information, regurgitate it in their voice, and then now they're an expert too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or they'll take that information, say the total opposite of it,
Yeah.
and then
Either way,
they will become
they're
an
still
expert too.
influencers, yeah.
But bro, to your point, when you said I think it has gotten rid of the OGs, I think because everybody has become so super focused on follower count that you have real people who out here doing real things
Yeah.
who may not necessarily have the quote unquote social proof
Right.
to show you kind of look at those people as like, oh, they aren't as good because they don't have as many followers. And I think you would, if you were to really, really dig deeper, you'll realize that sometimes, not all the times, because there are people who got the follower accounts who have done it, but there are also people who don't have big audiences and who really out here having the proof to prove it as well.
And it's also scary because it's like it's different because you want to be like, okay, you saying this will show me. Social media makes it easy for people to fake show you stuff
Yeah.
too.
There's so many
it
fake
really
deep
does.
things and
Yeah.
like just the nature of the internet, how you can manipulate truth
Right.
visually and like physically almost, essentially, since it's in your hand. You feel like I saw something. It's not how many fake trailers I've seen of things,
Right.
fake products that don't really exist,
Right.
fake articles.
Every iPhone that come out before it released, before the little Apple thing, people be like, "Here's a look at the
Yeah.
iPhone 14," and then the drop, it don't look nothing like it.
Nothing like it.
But it's just crazy because have y'all ever spent money on an quote unquote expert? Whether that's buying a book, whether that's taking a course, have y'all personally done it?
How about the not Dave Ramsey, Tony Robbins book, but that's it.
That was it. So
I
you
received that
guys
as a
have never, you guys have never, you've never spent money on like a mastermind or like anything like that. on social media.
So no, I haven't. But I'm kind of similar to Justin when it comes to social media. Like it's just hard for me to buy into it's hard for me to buy into somebody I don't know.
Yeah.
Like if I don't really have a connection with you and I ain't got no connection with these people on the internet, like
Right.
there's nothing for me to say, bro, I see you and I know you deeper than whatever you're showing me. I don't buy into it. So it's hard for me to just like to have that type of engagement, but I will seek out knowledge in different ways.
Okay.
So books is one of the ways that I do. And for me, that's kind of just like, it's more of I'm driving the cart versus somebody else giving it to me.
Right.
And so it's like that it's not a 60-second clip. It's like, okay, I'm actually sitting out here to like filter through
Right.
the knowledge that I'm getting an understanding of it. So that way it's like, it's in me, but I can apply it.
That's good. That's good, bro. I asked because I've actually, but you know, I think this is a little different because I actually know Dr. G before I took her mastermind for speakers.
But how did you know her?
So I knew her from Olivia.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's an actual
the-
real.
So
yeah.
that's a real connection. But if you were to look at somebody on like Dr. G, she doesn't necessarily, not verified, doesn't have a ton of followers. But I have seen like other speaker coaches who do have those, large followings. And I took one of the guys' little intro course.
Yeah.
Boy, he wasn't saying nothing.
That wasn't on YouTube.
Nothing that wasn't that I didn't fundamentally already know myself.
Right.
You
But
got them.
right. He got my email. He got my email, bro. But it's crazy because even with Dr. G, from just seeing other coaches, because we're all in like a group thing together. I took her 90-day like a 90-day like mastermind for speakers, and it's crazy to see like people. She really does have the social proof. So like people will be in our group, because we have a Facebook group of like everybody who's ever gone through it, and they'll be like, oh, I use this strategy and I just picked up a $10,000 speaker contract, and all these people be doing it, and I'll be like, dang, this is somebody who actually has people like legit backing her up.
Yeah.
But if you were to see social media, you may not, may miss that, because if you're looking at it from a follower count.
But in fact, she is the OG. We would
She's
have asked
a-
about her.
she's
Somebody
a
would be
OG.
like, yeah, like
Right.
I took this class versus, you know, i.e. A Coach Stormy type thing. It's like, I never knew about you
That's
until
a
this
hood rat
moment.
plate.
Yeah.
That is a hood
Low
rat plate.
vibration.
Coop, you don't know what that is?
I don't know what's going on right now. I'm just here.
I'm gonna play the
I
video
know
for you.
what you're talking about. I'm just a little.
Okay, low vibration. That's a hood, Coop. You got a hood rat plate. No, I just thought that was an interesting combo, and because ET said this, and I just tell this for anybody. He said, find one person and just follow that one person. Find one person that's doing what you want to do, and just follow that person. You know, if their belief system and values and all that stuff line up with you as a person. He's saying because it can almost paralyze you, because if you're trying to take advice from one person, take advice from this person, and take advice from this person, and it can almost paralyze you. So he said, find one and let that be it.
Hey man, stick to the books. Stay off the net. That's my thing. Even with finding one person, the internet brings too much personal life into people's like opinions and influence. Even with like an ET, like he could say all the good things in the world. The minute we find out something about his personal life that we disagree with, now he's not on top anymore.
Here's a question.
So it's like separating the content from the person.
That's why I say stick to the books. Like, all right, the content is in the books. I don't necessarily need.
To your point, I'm trying to get ET's book. So like, but it's not that I'm ordering his services, but like I just want the content.
Just
Right,
the
right.
content.
So the content I can filter through.
Right.
Now I don't necessarily need him per se.
It's not his celebrity.
Yeah,
that
and
you're
that's what
following.
social media has done. Social
Right.
media has made the celebrities out
Follow
of
the
content.
celebrity, not
Yeah.
the content.
Yeah, I'm looking for the content.
I have a question. I know we're running close on
No,
time.
you good.
But okay, we keep talking about these books and talking about other people's opinions and their point of view on life. But I know all y'all are like very involved in church. So do you think that those are necessary? Like all this other stuff, or should you be moving based off the book?
Are you talking about
The Bible.
Yeah. So like people take like even like with Dave Ramsey, he says that his financial advice is based off the Bible.
He does, yeah.
Right. So do you think, with that being said, do you think all these other things, all these other influencers' point of views is important to you, or should it just be based off the Bible?
I think it's originally based off the Bible. I think what the value that other people bring is their level of interpretation.
Right.
Because the Bible might be a little too heavy for people to understand our face value. And their level of interpretation helps break it down.
Okay.
But like anything above that, like if you can't necessarily, like even like when we listen to a sermon, if the sermon doesn't reference scripture, then it's just encouragement.
Right.
So I need that.
It's just you talking.
Yeah, I need that level of correlation. And I think that's the level of correlation is what makes it valuable.
Okay.
You need somebody to kind of guide you to, like I said, be an OG. Like, hey, you don't necessarily understand this knowledge. Let me break it down to a form that you will.
Right.
But anything above that that's where it gets extra from me.
Okay.
But I would, to Justin's point, I will say, you know, as a believer myself, just because somebody, you also have to be very aware of where you get information from, even the pulpit.
Yes.
Because some people will be preaching stuff and like it's still words that you can take and manipulate. Like
Right.
people take and manipulate things all the time. So
Right.
for a lot of people, to JJ's point, people don't be reading books like that. So there's a lot of people that's following scriptures at face value and they ain't necessarily read it for themselves. but I do believe that the Bible itself gives you tangible tips in every area of life. So it may not necessarily talk about dating, but it talks about relationships with people in general. It talks about putting somebody else before, loving your neighbor as you love yourself, putting other people first. The reason that Dave Ramsey can give financial advice about from the Bible, because it talks about stewardship,
not being a slave to
and
the
not
debtor.
being a slave to anything. And so, bro, I also think a lot of people take stuff from the Bible and they just reframe it. So just because you calling stuff vibes, the Bible call it spirits. like
It's repurposed.
So it's crazy that these new holistic people and stuff like that will be saying stuff, and I'll be like, oh bro, that's legit in the Bible. It's just you're saying it a different kind of way, but it's still fundamentally the same thing.
So for me,
Good vibes only.
I feel like that's the root. That's the root of why I don't really follow social media like that. Is because of the Bible. Like I feel like I that's one of the books I read.
Right.
I read the Bible. I spend the most time.
Another book on JJ's bookshelf.
But that's one of the books I probably spend the most time reading is the Bible. And because it's the Bible, all the answers are in the Bible. And so for me, I don't really look for my answers from people per se. Sometimes I'll look for insight from people, maybe how they navigated a certain situation, experience or things like that. But how to live my life, I don't look for that anywhere else but the Bible.
Right.
Okay.
And so I'm reading the Bible, but that's to Dante's point. A lot of people don't read the Bible. I'm reading the Bible. I'm studying the Bible. It's literally mapping out how I should live my life. And I think that a lot of people are trying to find influencers or experts because they're searching for answers.
Right.
All the answers are in the Bible. Why do I need to search for other people? But it's a thick book that people don't want to read. And sometimes it does take it's challenging to filter out some of the content that's in the Bible. And so people I can just, if somebody's giving it to me on a plate, I can just eat off their plate. But to me, the Bible lays out, to Dante's point, lays out principles. People will take the principles of the Bible and create these self-help books. This is why some part of me, I don't subscribe to the notion of self-help. I think that there are valuable content in self-help books, but the original principle of the self-help comes from the Bible.
Talk to him.
So
Not JJ his bad.
but I'm saying bro, I was saying
We going viral. yes. Is that camera on? DJ Dallas podcaster says hate self-help. Yes, JJ, talk.
But facts, bro. People, you will see people go from book to conference to master class
And
to
still
whatever
the
it is. They're searching for something. Relationship to relationship. They're searching for, it's all in the Bible. It lays it out. So to your point, that's the book you should be.
People are sheep. They don't know who the shepherd is.
You say, I am your shepherd.
So even to that though, the Bible does tell us to not negate wisdom, but I think you have to have a discerning vibe, a discerning spirit, regarding who to listen to and stuff. Because even from just a technical perspective, I do think you need to align yourself with people, with influencers that have the same morals, beliefs as you, because of the way they go about things. So when we say, somebody's wisdom, you're going with somebody whose wisdom comes from the same belief system or thing that you
They're walking the same journey.
They're walking the same journey because even in life, a big part of it is just having faith, but also you do need to know steps, principle, steps to actually get stuff done. Because the Bible don't tell me how to be a speaker. It tells me how to have faith.
I don't know. Might need to
What
read.
do you mean? Don't tell you how to be a
Not like the. I'm sorry, JJ. I'm sorry. But I'm saying from a
Have you not read Exodus?
No, not like
Moses had a stutter.
But lead the people out of Egypt.
No, I'm saying from
Okay.
That was Dante, God.
This how you.
I know you know, but I want to remind you.
Listen, this how you go into this school and get the contract. By all means, pray. Pray. But like, this is how you would go draft up a contract about speaking and stuff like that. That's what I mean.
Oh,
Okay.
sure about it.
Technical.
Yeah, calm down.
Not the gift itself.
No, not the gift itself, fool. We about to go viral again. So yeah, I really did just want to get y'all. I really wanted to get y'all's opinion on that because I really was just thinking about that, and I think a lot of people end up hearing contradictory things on social media, and they end up getting paralyzed. So move with wisdom, okay?
Okay.
So we are at my favorite part of the show. It is time for the soundbite of the week. Side note, this past soundbite of the week from the bishop himself was very popular. A lot of people were sharing this one.
Bro.
I feel like we had way more shares.
Should we have added? Should we have added? Did we steal his spot?
I added him in mine.
We should a little bit more.
We haven't credited anybody.
First of all,
we say it on the pod.
I credited him when I posted it on my story.
I did.
I know Pastor Rob was looking at the. I was like, oh, word?
Not y'all. Did Pastor Rob say that, or was it in the Bible first?
Pastor Rob said it.
Oh, okay.
You gonna shake my hand extra hard next time I say it?
Next time, give me credit. So this is time for our soundbite of the week. This is where we give you a little bit of motivation to get through the week. Somebody hit me with what it says.
The soundbite of the week is: the secret of getting ahead is getting started.
Say that again.
Simple. The secret of getting ahead is getting started.
Yep, I'm all about getting the head.
Well, and on that note, it's time to go. Not after we just talked about God.
He married.
Yeah, everybody in the room married. Hey guys, please follow us at the Soundboard Podcast on social media if you have not already. Also, guys, if you're listening to this right now on Spotify or Apple Podcasts and you have not left us a rating and review, please go and do that. It's your boy Dante. You can keep up with me at Dante Speaks Life. That's DONTAE Speaks Life.
And this is Coop. You can follow me at @thisiscoop_.
And this is JJ. You can follow me at _Jeremy J.
All things Big KJB at Just a Fiasco.
We out.
Peace.